Music can be a powerful tool for healing and for creativity, especially for kids facing adversity. And that's why a local nonprofit has dedicated its mission to providing music education and resources just to the youth.
KCBD News Channel 11's Imani Jackson spoke with the nonprofit's executive director on why they need help from the community right now.
The Dirt City Association is on a mission to ensure that every child, regardless of their circumstance, has access to music education. Founded in 2023, this small nonprofit emerged from a need for support among local families struggling to afford music lessons.
But we felt like this was something that we could just jump in, help this kid out. It would help the kid make it through some of the trauma and tragedy that they were dealing with, and it gave the kid something to focus on. So he was sponsored and full ride at the School of Rock.
Through donating, refurbishing, and purchasing instruments, the Dirt City Music Association has partnered with Milestone Development and Play Park to enhance music education. Tony Smitherman, the executive director of Dirt City Music Association, and his team recognize that not every child excels through traditional academics.
You know, not every kid is a good reader. Some kids excel on the creative side of their brain, and they need support systems there to help them be great.
Recently, they delivered instruments to Milestone Park for its new music classroom, giving access to everything from drums to guitars. Saturday, the nonprofit is hosting a fundraiser to support its mission at the Garden in the Depot District, featuring live music, food, and silent and live auction items, including autographed 2004 Texas Tech football gear.
We're hoping to raise money really to kickstart for 2025 so we can kind of analyze and rebuild our budgets and put money in place so that we can, build to our scholarship funds for Texas Tech.
There's a $10 entry fee. The nonprofit is also accepting donations for scholarship funding and additional resources. Imani Jackson, KCBD News Channel 11.